What's up? We are live. Happy Friday. Give me 1 second. Let's pull in Apple and Spotify people. Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. You gotta love it. The thoughts, views, and opinions shared on the Flo Show No Filter are for educational and entertainment purposes only. I am not a professional. I'm just good. Happy motherfucking Friday. Good morning out there. Good morning to everybody out there. Good morning to my Breakfast Club members, Shanna. Good morning this morning. We are here live, about to get into another crazy ass episode. Unless you living under a rock, I'm sure y'all heard that they finally brought down that superseding indictment on your boy Diddy. Felix Boatwright in the building. Yo, you on the clock? You on the clock or what? So Diddy has a superseding indictment, y'all, and we're going to get into it. And y'all know we said that the diddler was cooked. Well, actually now he going to be fried, baked, deep fried, waffle maker, seafood bowl. They might make a seafood bag out of Diddy at this point. We about to get into this superseding indictment, and I'm also going to touch a little bit on that helicopter American Airlines tragedy towards the end of the show. Big shout out to all the subscribers. Exclusive content is going well. People loving it. Please subscribe to either the Patreon if you want to subscribe to the exclusive video, like what we're seeing if you're seeing me right now, or you can also subscribe on my Buzzsprout, which is the host of my podcast, for all the audio exclusive. You get it all, whatever one you subscribe to. Kingdom, peace. What's up? What's up? Feels good to have my little breakfast club. And anybody out there hearing this, make sure you, if you can, you join us at 7:30 a.m. We the early morning shift crew. It's the morning wake up with Flo and the Flo Show No Filter. We making this as our own little breakfast club. We come together early, all the early risers. You know, everybody, getting up early like this ain't for the weak. So if you wanted a strong early birds like my grandmother used to get up at 4 a.m. and cook pancakes and bacon like it was, and your ass would get up too, because them pancakes and bacon was so good. You didn't give a fuck about waking up at 5 a.m, even though you all know most kids, we didn't like that. But my great-great-grandmother would make some of the pancakes. Them pancakes was big as Frisbees. If y'all remember back in the day how the old school people used to cook, I got a Southern family. My grandma used to make them pancakes as big as a fucking Frisbee. They taste like butter. Bacon be smelling. It'd be the only time as a kid. Yep, yeah, you got your Flo Puccino. Hey, we call this the Flo Puccino in the morning because I don't like coffee, but I take a Flo Puccino. But yeah, so as a kid, you didn't like waking up at no 5 a.m, but shit, when them pancakes will wake anybody up. So shout out to all the early morning risers with me. Our own version of the Breakfast Club, but Diddy, damn. Diddy, we're gonna have to get into it. Yeah, flapjacks. Yep. Michelle, good morning, Michelle. Yep, flapjacks. My grandma used to make flapjacks. Damn, I missed that. Grandma Leah. At one point, y'all, I had my grandma, my great grandma, and my great grandma all at one time. Of course, I don't have them all now, but there was a time when I had all of them all the way up to great. And then, life happens. Anyway, let's get into the diddler. And let's get into this indictment. So if y'all, of course, y'all should know by now that they added a superseding indictment, which means they added more stuff onto the other indictment. So let me just cut to the chase and let you know there were no new charges brought on this superseding indictment, but there were more victims and there were more allegations piled on top of what Diddy had before. So we all know that in the original indictment, Diddy had one victim, and we all know that was Cassie. How did we know it was Cassie? Well, we used our common sense, and on top of that, it detailed the event, and which was 2016. I think I made a mistake and said it was 18 yesterday. 2016, when that hotel shit happened, when Diddy beat the brakes off of Cassie, and just looked like a fucking maniac. We all remember that. So we knew that she was victim one. But y'all, it's now 3 victims. The Flo Club. I like that, Michelle. The Flo Club in the morning. Grab you a Flo Pacino and meet us in the morning. But so look, so Diddy would thinking he was going to try to dismiss this motherfucker. They added 3 more victims. So if he just increased his hot water by three times. He had 1 victim. Now, as much problems as he had before, it just increased to 3 times. So let me get into some of the notes that I took on the indictment. It's kind of like I wanted to just give you like exactly what's different. You know what I mean? Like it can be a little confusing because it's really the same indictment. The only difference is he definitely added. The prosecution definitely added more people. And so one of the people they detailed, one of the victims is the lady, if you remember. Do y'all remember the story in the lawsuit about the lady who said Diddy dangled her over a balcony? And she was friends with Cassie. Y'all remember that story? Y'all remember that lawsuit? If you don't, I'm a refresh your brain. So her name was Bongolin Banna, or Brianna is her real name. She was a fashion show person, right? So what happened was this fashion show lady was working with Diddy. This is what she's claiming. And this is who I strongly believe has to be one of the victims, because in the lawsuit, in the superseding indictment, they said it was a lady, a person who was hung over a balcony in 2016. And this is the same story this lady has. So it's pretty much common sense. This is the lady. Just like we figured out the other one was Cassie. The second victim, or third, I don't know if she's victim 2 or 3. She is the other victim, though, I believe. And this is what happened. She said, let's just call her Brianna, the fashion lady, Brianna. So Brianna said she was staying over Cassie's house with her girlfriend. So it's the fashion person girl, it's the fashion girl, her girlfriend, and Cassie. Okay, and then Combs arrives into the apartment. This is Cassie's apartment, I believe. He came unannounced, unexpectedly, early in the early morning hours. Now, when he was banging on the door, and somehow got in. I don't know if they let him in, but they say after he forcibly entered the apartment, which I'm going to say he broke in when they say forcibly. So I don't know. But anyway, he forcibly entered the apartment, and he allegedly approached the fashion lady on the balcony. He grabbed her from behind. He grabbed her breast. Now imagine he's enraged right now. This is what the story is saying. He's enraged. And so he grabs her, takes Cassie's friend, puts her on the balcony, grabbed her from behind, groped her breast as she told him to stop. And when he moved his hands from her breast, he moved him to her armpits, lifted her up, and held her over a railing on the 17th floor balcony. Y'all, this lady is like 4'11", less than 100 pounds. So just giving you some context. This is a tiny, tiny woman. She said she couldn't fight back. She tried. And she said that Diddy just kept repeatedly screaming, "Do you know what the fuck you just did?" And like I said, she's a little tiny lady. She said she feared for her life. She attempted to resist and was overpowered. Now, the confrontation ended when Cassie finally intervened, screaming at Combs to stop and informing him that the fashion lady's girlfriend was also present in the apartment, which means there were other witnesses. Combs then pulled the fashion lady back over the balcony and allegedly slammed her onto the patio furniture before leaving the scene. Y'all, this is what's been added in the indictment. This victim. So now, like I said, it's 3 victims. It was one victim that was Cassie. And if you remember, Diddy's lawyers was one of their biggest things that they were saying. Oh, everybody, please like it. I forgot to tell y'all that. You know, I'm new to this YouTube thing, but everybody watching, please like it. My YouTube friends told me I had to tell y'all to make sure y'all like it because that helps push it out to more people. So make sure if you're in here, like the live and share it. But anyway, so Diddy's defense, one thing that they was standing 10 toes on was that it was only one victim. And they were like, see, this just is an isolated incident. This is a one victim. This is his girlfriend, or, you know, they had a relationship and it went both ways. And the fact that it's only one victim shows you that there's no case, blah, 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 right? That's what they were standing on for a couple months. That was like their thing. They had their chest out. Now it's 3 victims. So now they got to scrap that whole defense, that whole narrative they was trying to paint. Now they got to scrap that and come with a whole new narrative. I'm going to be honest with y'all. For the money that Diddy's paying for these lawyers, even though he's guilty as hell, I still think his lawyers are terrible. And if you've been following me, if you follow my social media page, you know I've been saying that for a while though, but they seem like they just taking Diddy money for real, because they just throwing shit at the wall and see if it stick. And when you keep having to scrap your whole narrative as a defense team and keep coming with new shit, that's not a good sign. That's not a good sign. If you Diddy, it's a great sign if you're looking for justice. But if you Diddy and you trying to beat this shit, that ain't a good sign. Grand Rising, Mona, I'm glad you could make it with us today. Get your Flo Pacino for the day. Get your day started. And it's Friday. We made it to it. We made it to another fucking Friday. But yeah, so the defense team, they got problems. And I just got started. It's more shit. It's more shit. Let's see. Did somebody, Shanna said, did I see that they found the Hampton house Diddy owned? Oh, I saw some on that. Yeah, I'm going to look into that over the weekend. So check this out. Let's go on. Now, the fashion lady, because I don't want to keep fucking her name up. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce it. So that's why I'm calling her the fashion lady, y'all. But her name is Brianna and her last name is spelled Bongolan. Bongolan. So she says more things. She also alleges that she suffered terror and abuse at the hands of Combs. This is throughout their professional relationship. They met and Diddy promised to do big fashion things with her, big fashion, whatever, clothing lines and stuff like that. So it never happened, of course. And so she said this close working relationship, not only did it not lead to her career getting any type of boost, but it also forced her to experience bullshit and abuse at firsthand from Cassie. So not only is she being brought into this superseding indictment, y'all, but she is an actual witness to Cassie's situation. So this is double trouble. So also, the designer cited several instances, including a trip where Combs became aggressive and forcibly fed her a drug she now believes was ecstasy. And this was ongoing. And she also went on to say at a photo shoot, Diddy cornered her and told her, "I'm the motherfucking devil. You know, you have no idea what I could do to you. I could kill you." This Diddy a motherfucker, ain't he? Diddy something else. So all of this is in the indictment. Intimidation, uses business enterprise to force drugs on women, commercial sex trafficking. So this is basically, if this is true, you're just guilty. Like this is, don't get no guiltier. You know what I mean? Like this, what they're saying in the indictment is exactly. So in order for him to be innocent, he would have had to not force any drugs on anybody, not intimidated nobody, not threatening any of his workers, not have done any of that. That's where I think people don't understand. They're so caught up on the sex trafficking, and they're so caught up on the idea that because you're grown, you can, anybody can fuck and whatever. But they're not paying attention to all of the charges. We talking about racketeering. We talking about conspiracy, using your business to do illegal shit. And that's why no matter what, he's guilty. And I'm just calling a spade a spade. It's going to be hard to say that, to prove that these things didn't happen when Diddy is literally on voicemail or voice notes telling his workers to pick up drugs. Remember? He said it was a requirement. We had to keep those things stopped. Phil, can you come back upstairs to help me set up the red light? I'll get a lot of voice notes from Diddy. Really? Every 5 minutes, every 5 seconds. Would you ever be asked to bring things to Diddy during a Wild King night while it was ongoing? Sure. So I need some Cialis. Give me 20 Xanax, please. So I need a plan B. I need 10 Adderall, the mushroom capsules, the microdose. To me, please. What would you see when you would go into the room? There wouldn't be anything happening while you were walking into the room. But there would be people there. So you heard that. Look, it might not be clear, but he was. That was his voice notes to his. That was his voice notes to his assistant Phil. So his voice notes to his assistant Phil. He's asking Phil for drug to bring him mushrooms, to bring him this, to bring him that, get the red light special. The shit that he's being indicted for. News flash to anybody that doesn't know. If you run a business and you use your business to tell people to go buy you drugs, bring you drugs, stock the drugs, and ask them to go bring you women to pay for sex, that's illegal. So for anybody defending Diddy, I just hope you know that that's illegal. so that if you do the shit, your ass won't be up the river. Because I kind of feel like a lot of people don't even really understand like laws. Like we got laws to shit. You can't, because think about it. This is what people don't understand. If we didn't have laws, then if you had money and power and fame, you could just violate the whole fucking world. You could just use your money, your fame, and your power to just do and run amok on everybody. So to stop that, they got these things called laws that you got to abide by. See, I can't take somebody who say they want to do, a woman that says she really want to do podcasting. I can't tell her I'm going to show her how to do podcasting as long as she let me fuck, and then keep harassing her about it, but hire her and use her wanting to be a podcaster, use that to my advantage to sexually take advantage of her, intimidate her, and do. That's a case. Who don't understand that? Besides Diddy. Let's continue, because there's more. Now, another thing that I read in this thing. Check this out, y'all. This ain't even it for sure. Check this out. I highlighted this. This is in the actual, you can't see it. This is in the indictment. As the government has previously indicated, its investigation remains active and ongoing. The government will return any further superseding indictment as promptly as possible, mindful of the May 5th, 2025 trial date in this case. If y'all missed that, basically what they saying is, Your Honor, I think we got more indictments coming. So that's another situation. Exactly, Michelle. But that's another situation that says this shit is getting real. Make sure you liking it as you come in the door. Please like the live as you come in the door. So this ain't even it. Good morning, Megan. TGIF, you already know. Thank God it's Flo. or is that not what it means? I read that as thank God it's Flo. She put TGIF. But this ain't it. We might have another superseding indictment coming in the next week or so, because they're not going to wait too long anyway, because they have the trial starts in May. So if they come with another superseding indictment, they have to make sure that the defense has time to prepare. So if they do come with another superseding indictment, they ain't waiting too long. And remember, I forgot what the fuck that thing is called, but remember they dropping it on March 7th. The Enterprise letter. Can somebody in the chat tell me if that's what it's called? I think it's the Enterprise letter that they said they're dropping on March 7th, the prosecution. And that is going to detail the whole story of how Diddy used Bad Boy and the rest of his business ventures to carry out criminal activity. And when you do that, you at their mercy, because I don't know if y'all know where the RICO, where that even came from, is that was the only way that they could stop the fucking mafia back in the day. That's when they came with all this RICO shit, because the mafia had control over so much shit. Even though you knew they was doing illegal shit, you couldn't get nobody to testify and you couldn't bust them. So then they came with this shit called RICO, where they just saying, look, this business this business operating like a criminal enterprise, and that's the law. So that's where Rico's is so hard to beat, y'all. Definitely a movie. We definitely have seen this play out before, but like I said, this is getting serious. Now, also, who is the third victim? Now, the only thing that I know is a woman. I didn't see anything. Yeah, hey, shout out to you. A couple people have beat it, and shout out to Felix. Felix beat a Rico. Let's give it a clap up. Clap it up for Felix for beating his Rico. You was probably innocent though. That was one good thing. But let's continue. So we got the next thing I want to figure out, which I might figure out today, who that number 3 woman is. Because they did say it's 3 women. I know for sure the one that got dangled over the balcony is the fashion lady. We know the person in the indictment that got beat up and abused on camera. We know that was Cassie. So who is this third one? Who is the third person? Do y'all have any idea? I don't know. At first, I was thinking it was that one lady, but another thing that they said in indictment. Now, the original indictment went back to 2008, right? If you remember, the original indictment went back in 2008, and this superseding indictment now goes back to 2004. So what I'm thinking is whoever this third woman is, her shit happened in 2004 or 2000, in between 2004, 2006 or something in there, because it goes back to 2004 now. And the fashion lady, her shit happened 2016. Good morning, Jennifer. Like the live soon as you come in, Jennifer. We learning this YouTube thing together. You know, we built this brick by brick, and they telling me y'all gotta like the live when y'all come in and share it. So let's do what we supposed to be doing. But anyway, good morning, Jennifer. We talking about Diddy. Let me continue. So yeah, it ain't over. It's not over. And like I said, I'm going to have to dig into, and some of y'all out there, look at some of the lawsuits and allegations that came in around 2004, 2005. Whatever woman is claiming anything happened within there, I believe that's the third woman. That's the third woman in this indictment. Because like I said, the original indictment went back to 2008. So that included, Cassie and this and that. Now, the other lady, the fashion lady, her stuff happened in 2016. So if they took the indictment all the way back to 2004, that means to me, whoever that third woman is, her incident took place somewhat time around 2004. So I'm going to do some more digging on that, hopefully by Monday, or maybe if we do our pop-up panel tomorrow and discuss some of this shit, because there's a lot to talk about now. Maybe by tomorrow I'll have who I believe that third person is. Right now, I don't know yet. I'm still trying to figure it out. So yeah, that's the indictment. Oh, one last thing. This is another huge thing that was added. Misa, that's a good one. I'm gonna look into that. I'm gonna look into Misa. So check this out. Another thing that this indictment said. Now it talked about not just crossing state lines with the sex trafficking, not just that. Now in this indictment, they go into detail about overseas, across the water, sex trafficking, not only state lines, but out of the country. And still think about it. They saying they ain't done. This shit is getting real spooky for the diddler. It could be Allie Carter. Was Allie Carter's stuff in 2004? I would have to look it up. I can't remember off the top of my head. Sarah? Yeah, it could be Sarah. Yeah, because if they going back to hey, look, and you know who else I was thinking, y'all? I was thinking it could also possibly be Aubrey. Because Aubrey, the Danity Kane woman, had a lot of receipts. She claimed text messages, pictures, videos, whatever. Of course, she has witnesses to corroborate, and she has claimed some of these same things that Cass seen them. Now, I don't know. I haven't heard her say anything about Diddy giving her drugs or any of that, but I do see the assault. So I don't know. And then, it's kidnapping, and I forgot the exact term, but when they say you're being held against your will, that's in this superseding indictment. But I don't know if that's with the third woman too, but I know the fashion lady said she was held against her will. So we're gonna figure that out. But yeah, like I said, it could be brought. But the fact that it's in 2004, I think Misa is a good is a possible option. And I think Aubrey is a possible option, and Sarah, because all of that took place in that 2004-ish era, and that is the woman that we looking for. So when y'all giving y'all some homework in the Flow Club later on or whatever, let's study those allegations and incidents with Diddy that took place around 2004. It would have to be 2004, 2005, like right in there. Let's see who that is. I think it might be Aubrey. I don't know. We might have a little we might put a little bet for the Flow Club, and then when we find out, we got to pay out. But yeah, y'all, so it's getting crazier, and we are going to pay close attention. Now, yesterday, I didn't get to this, so I'm gonna get just give you the rundown on what happened, what's going on. Jay-Z and Tony Busby like got a serious fucking heavyweight fight going on. Like off to the side, because we got these fires, we got this Luigi situation, we got the Cali fires, these helicopters just collided, Trump signing executive orders every day, getting rid of all kind of shit. And while all that's going on, over here on the side, we got Jay-Z and Tony Busby going to fuck off on each other. Like every time one come out swinging, you like, whoa, shit, I can't believe Jay-Z did that. Then Tony Busby come back with some shit. Then Jay-Z come back with some shit. I don't know what to say, but all I know is both of these people is slinging mud like crazy. So now the latest, and I didn't get to this yesterday, so I'm gonna tell you today, was Jay-Z is filing and saying that he wants Tony Busby sanctioned because he says Tony Busby didn't interview that 13-year-old victim that said Diddy and Jay-Z raped her. I don't know if y'all remember, but y'all should. It's the one where they said it was at the VMAs or some after party or whatever, and the 13-year-old said Jay-Z and Diddy raped her, and then she was on a news outlet and they poked holes in her stories, and then it started a big fire. Well, that case still hasn't got dismissed. And Jay-Z was hoping it would get dismissed way a long time ago. And the fact that it hasn't been dismissed kind of lets me know maybe they might have something. So anyway, the judge is waiting. They're waiting on a ruling to see if the court is going to sanction Tony Busby. But Tony Busby says he definitely interviewed the person. He's saying they just trying to put bullshit in the game in so many words. But they haven't got a ruling on that yet. Did you see Busby met with Jaguar Wright? I don't know. I didn't see that. Y'all said she met with Jaguar Wright. I didn't see that in person. I'll have to look into that, Mona. But yeah, so I'm waiting for that to develop. Ain't much more in that Jay-Z Tony Busby thing right now. The latest is Jay-Z wants Tony Busby sanctioned, and we'll see what happens. But like I said, so far, none of the shit that Jay-Z been throwing has stuck. But who knows? We shall see how it plays out. Now let's talk a little bit about this fucking helicopter American Airlines situation. Sad. Very sad. But people ain't buying the story, y'all. So let me play for you what this one TikToker said that's going viral. Let's see. It's this TikToker that went viral that says basically he ain't buying it. He's saying that it don't make no sense, and he makes a good case too. So check this out, y'all.
Call me crazy. This is a jet. This is a helicopter. Watch. Why is this important? A Black Hawk helicopter flew into a commercial jet over the Potomac River in Washington, D.C. Oh, it was just an accident. It was just an accident. Come at me, bro. Why don't you think it's an accident? Let me give you a little backstory on this. I don't know who was on the plane. I don't know who was in the helicopter. Okay, what I do know is that in that area of the Potomac River, it's common for helicopters to fucking fly around. They're supposed to stay at or below 200 feet AGL, which is above ground level. That helicopter collided with that plane at 350 foot above ground level, somewhere it was not supposed to be. The airplane was in a landing pattern coming into the airport with its landing lights on. And you mean to tell me that the super crazy high amount of technology that's in this military helicopter, and with the pilots flying under visual flight rules, that those two pilots, there were 3 people aboard the helicopter, that those 2 pilots didn't see that fucking plane and they didn't try to avoid it? You mean to tell me that those highly trained, highly skilled pilots didn't see that fucking plane? That's not even why I'm questioning all this. This is where it happened. It was this guy. That guy is this guy. This guy flown by the Air Force. What's the significance of that? This is the plane I'm talking about that landed at Andrews Air Force Base, just next to where this shit happened. Why was a Boeing E-4 known as the Night Watch or the Doomsday plane, which is a militarized version of the Boeing 747 that serves as a mobile command post for the U.S. military and is a key component of the National Military Command System, which is designed to survive a nuclear attack? Why was that diverted right after this happened and then landed at Andrews Air Force Base right next to the Potomac River? Why? This helicopter had to have seen this plane. I don't know why. I don't know what led to it. Call me a conspiracy theorist all you want.
So some of the stuff he was pointing at, you couldn't see what he was talking about, but he was saying also some super military plane that should not have been around was like showed up somehow in that area for no reason. I can't really explain it like him, but basically some top of the line military plane was also there, and is like, what's the odds? He was basically saying, what's the odds of this secret military plane that they use coming to that scene and not really doing anything? What was the point of why it was there? It's so much to point out. Like Jennifer, even that's sad. Trump talking about what you want me to do, go swimming. I mean, that's crazy. That's a crazy statement when you got 70 people, 67 people pulled out of that water. Now, I don't know if they pulled everybody literally out of the water, but I do have the most recent update, and they basically are saying 67 people aboard the 2 aircraft officials, and they all dead. This is no longer a rescue effort. This is a recovery effort, meaning they know everybody dead, and it's sad. And for a president to be talking about, I'm not going, what you want me to do, go swimming, that's wild. That's wild. And I did see about CNN and on it before. It's just a lot of shit that don't add up. And the thing is, that's why I like being independent. Shout out to the Republicans, shout out to the Democrats. I'm not speaking against if you have a side. That's everybody have their own choices. So I just speak for what I do. I just like that I'm independent because I get to speak on shit and just for what it is. For example, Trump has done all kind of like foul shit. I don't care. I'm not a Democrat. So the first thing when I call out the Republicans, the first thing the Republicans do is they like, oh, you left liberal, this, that. And it's like, nah, I'm not that. I'm just calling y'all shit out because I can. Because see, when you're a Republican, Trump could say what you want me to do and go swimming, and you can't even call him out for that. You got to act like you don't know that that's foul as fuck to be saying at a time like this. That's why I don't like when you just held to one party, unless you're going to be somebody who just call it like it is. Even if you're a Democrat, just call it like it is. If you're a Republican, call it like it is. Why do you have to act like obvious shit ain't obvious shit? Like if I was a Republican and Trump said that shit about what you want me to do, go swimming, I would just say that was some bullshit. Trump shouldn't say it, that shit. Whether I'm a Democrat or what, but the way our society works, if you're a Democrat or if you're a Republican, certain people, it's like you can't even critique nobody. So it's like, how valid is your opinion if it's 100% biased? So, like I said, I'm not blaming no certain party. I'm not doing that. I'm just saying, call it like it is. That was foul. Because what if you lost somebody in this situation? What if you lost a loved one to a tragic plane crash? Do you realize they were 20 minutes, 20 seconds damn near from landing after a flight? They thinking they coming home or going to their vacation or whatever they doing. And the president of the United States gonna say, I'm not going, what you want me to do, go swimming? Like, I ain't like that. I just didn't like it. So if you liked it, that's on you. But I didn't like it. But it's a lot of things that don't add up in this helicopter shit. Like the guy said, why is this helicopter, this Black Hawk, why is it damn near 400 feet when it ain't even supposed to be higher than 200? Why is it at 400 feet at a fucking airport? Because see, one thing about why people like my show, because I don't get technical. Like, we talk like normal people. It's common sense. Why is anything flying around a fucking airport? It's an airport. Our children have more common sense than these grown people running this country. A Black Hawk shouldn't be anywhere within miles of where airport and airplanes are landing. We don't even got to get all into the technical aspect of it. Fuck all that. I ain't getting into the technical aspect of what the Black Hawk could do, and they got transponders, and the lights were turned. I don't even need all that. Why in the fuck is a Black Hawk military helicopter flying around where planes are landing? That's what I want to know. Yeah, the news reporter was sensitive to the man lost his wife. He was telling her that the wife texted him saying she will be landing in 20 minutes and he never saw her again. He's literally at the airport. You can tell that he's a fucking zombie because he's just been hit with the craziest shit probably ever in his life. And this fucking reporter says, "Can you show us the text messages, please?" See, I'm telling y'all now, news reporters, all the little news reporters out there, if you see this video, don't ask me no dumb shit like that when I'm going through something. I'm telling you now, because I ain't going to be able to handle it like that guy. That guy actually showed you the text messages. I can't say on YouTube or Apple what I would have did, but don't do that. When somebody grieving, if they tell you that their wife sent them a text message saying that she was landing in 20 minutes and that was the last they heard from her, just take his fucking word for it. Just take his fucking word for it. You don't need to see the text messages. I think I speak for all of us when I say we're fine if we didn't see those text messages. I'm gonna speak for us, y'all, because I know y'all on that same page. We didn't need to see them. So I don't know what type of journalism that is, but that's bullshit. And we ain't heard the last of this helicopter Black Hawk crash and shit, y'all. Because another thing, now y'all tell me in the chat, I haven't heard who the third person in the helicopter was. They've told us about two, but they said it was three people in the helicopter. They have not identified who that third person was yet. If they have, please put it in the chat. But I was looking all the way up until today's show, trying to figure out and find out who that third person is and why are they taking so long telling us. This don't pass the sniff test. And I don't give a shit who disagrees with me. Nothing makes sense. Also, you know how Trump was trying to say there was DI and he was trying to immediately politicize a situation like this. He immediately made it political and act like it was the DEI hires that caused this tragedy, which is another insensitive thing to do. Do y'all realize there was only one traffic controller who was directing the helicopter and the planes? One air traffic controller. They said it's supposed to be two. But they only had one. That ain't got shit to do with DEI. That has more to do with funding and more to do with hiring enough people to do the fucking job. Somebody cut corners. And sad to say, we all live in this world together and we know how it goes. We all made mistakes in life. But see, our mistakes don't cost 70 people their life. That's the only difference, right? We not causing plane crashes with our mistakes. Our mistakes pretty much just affect us. But see, when you run shit, right? Put it like this. You ever did something and you cut corners and it didn't come out right and you knew it was because you cut corners? Maybe it was you were cutting corners on money. You were trying to save money, so you put something together and it didn't quite come out right because you didn't you were trying to save too much money. We've all had that happen. If we haven't had it happen, we've seen it happen to people. This is this situation. Whether it was intentional or not, I'm just saying as far as where they're trying to make it like it was a DEI. No. This is the fact that it was one air traffic controllers, that's somebody cutting corners on money. We all work jobs. We all know. I've heard plenty of people complain that now they're doing twice the work because the job is hiring half the amount of people because they're trying to save money. But see, most of us, our job doesn't affect people who flying in the air and shit like that. But that same shit happens in those type of situations. And what I mean by that is when you handling heavy shit like planes and this and that, you can't fucking cut corners. You costing people their lives. So I'm not even saying that was I don't know what the reason. I don't know if they had a gun, if they remote controlled and ran the helicopter into the plane. I don't fucking know. I know it wasn't just a out of nowhere accident. I know that. Just sad, y'all. Just sad. Ain't no time to be pointing the fingers. All we could be doing is praying for the people that we lost and figuring out how the fuck that can never happen again. But guess what? Y'all should make me president because I got an idea. How about no fucking helicopters, no drones, no none of that shit within miles of a fucking airport? I ain't got to get technical. I just solved it for you. Keep them fucking military ass shit away from the airport. This world is big as hell. It has to be somewhere else you could be doing that shit. Would you do that? Would anybody do that? Would you be flying big ass crazy shit right in the area where planes land? I ain't got time for this country on this Friday, y'all. It's supposed to be TGIF, and they done pissed me off. I came in all in a good mood, and then once I get deep into these stories and I start really, I'm getting all hot, riled up and shit. Let me calm the fuck down and enjoy my weekend. But that is messed up, y'all. And it pissed me off. It's definitely that bullshit, Felix. Definitely. And this is going to be a long 4 years, y'all. This is going to be a long 4 years. But you know how you deal with this? Focus on yourself. 2 years ago, I decided to focus on myself 1,000%. For the first time in my life. And when I mean focus, not just focus on what I'm doing, but every decision I made was what was best for me, what made me happy, and working towards the life I wanted. 2 years later, it was the best decision I ever made in my life. And if I could go back, I would do it again 1,000 times out of 1,000. And anybody been following me know I'm sharing this to y'all because these are lessons and things that I learned on my journey. And I want to pass that to anybody I can because we all think we focusing on ourselves. But when you got a good heart, you an empath and you want the best for other people and you want to make decisions that help them and help you. And you trying to make sure everybody good and you have survivor's guilt because you're doing well and they not. And then so you try to pick them up. Oh, fuck that. I am telling you now, I was that. And I'm going to tell you what happens. This is what happens when you focus on yourself. The real way. Like I said, I'm somebody who thought I focused on myself. And I ain't realized I didn't really focus on myself till 2 years ago because I know the difference now. What happens is when you focus on yourself and you put that grind in, it ain't easy because people gonna talk shit. People gonna talk behind your back. People gonna try to tell you you can't do this, you can't do that. But you gotta block all that out and have faith in what you're doing. But what happens is when you focus on yourself, you take that time. It might take 2 years, might take 1 year, might take 6 months. Ain't no timetable. You'll know when you get there. But what? With the difference of when you focus on yourself and really do it and put yourself where you want to be happy at and put yourself first, what happens is when you come out of that, when you come on the other side of that, now when people be talking shit or people don't do what you think they should do or people don't reciprocate what you think they should reciprocate, you don't give a fuck at all. You know why? Because not one tiny percent of your happiness is dependent on anybody else. Because you focused on yourself and you happy as fuck. And that is the biggest thing. It ain't the blowing up. It ain't having a successful podcast. It ain't having 1 million followers. It ain't none of that, man. So for me, it's the fact that for the first time in my life, I'm in 100% complete control in my peace and my sanity and my happiness. So I love you. I will do anything for you outside of tearing myself down for anybody. But I really want to get that message out because I know a lot of people that struggle with trying to do for themselves, but feeling guilty and extending themselves for other people. And you know what happens? That's why when you live like that, that's why when other people do shit, it really fucks with you. It really pisses you off. It really gets you down. It affects you because you're not pouring everything into you. You pouring a lot into you, but you pouring a lot of shit into other people that they might not be deserving of that. So I say that to say the best way to deal with all this craziness, not in even just the world, but in your world, like I deal with it in my world, best way is to focus on you. You get up in the morning, make sure you're doing everything you can to make sure you taking care of yourself mentally, physically, and emotionally, and spiritually. And you ain't gonna never look back. I'm telling you that. And anybody that will listen, I will tell them that because I thought I put myself first. Nah. 2 years ago, I started from scratch and I'm the top 15% journalism in the niche of journalism. I'm in the top 15% in the world. And I don't say that to brag because y'all know I don't fucking brag. Who gives a fuck? I come on my show, no shirt and a headband. You know I don't care about impressing nobody. I just like to do right by people and try to give people the knowledge that I've learned and try to live my life to the best I can. But let's just call a spade a spade. You don't get to top 15% journalism as a black man in the whole world. And I'm talking about the numbers. I ain't talking about opinions. I'm talking about I've done over the last 2 years, I've done over 250 million views. Independent, just me giving my take. But when I started, I had 0 views and 2 years ago and everybody was talking shit. You can't do this. You can't do that. What is he doing? Oh, they laughing. Oh, he a content creator. Oh, he a TikToker. 2 years later, I ain't even got to say it. Y'all been on this journey with me. So I ain't just talking shit. I'm telling y'all what I've lived. Was it easy? Hell no. Was it worth it? Hell yeah. So I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all rocking with me this morning. Every morning, Monday through Friday. This the Flo Club. Get your frappuccino. Shout out Felix. Shout out Michelle, Shauna, Jennifer, Mona, And Michelle, if I missed you, say something in the chat right now before I get out of here, because I do want to give you a shout out. Please subscribe if you can. Shout out to everybody who has subscribed. We are going to do a panel tomorrow. I don't know what time, but you will get an email. Everything goes good. Thank you, Felix. I appreciate it. But yeah, y'all. So we got more news to come. You enjoy y'all weekend. We will be right back here Monday at 7:30. Please like it. If you ain't liked the live or shared it, share it out. Let's get this out. Let's blow this Flow Club early morning up like we blew. One thing about my journey, I don't know how new y'all are on this journey, but it started from TikTok. I blew TikTok up. Y'all helped me blow that up. Then I went to Instagram. Y'all helped me blow that up. Then I went to Facebook. Y'all helped me blow that up. Went to Apple and Spotify. Y'all helped me blow that up. Now we on YouTube. Let's blow this shit up. Because ain't nobody who got it better than us. Nobody got it better than us. We are the greatest. And I'm out. They can't stop us. Peace, y'all. Enjoy y'all weekend.